Welcome to the Doubletree by Hilton Worthington, Columbus, or something like that, located at 175 Hutchinson Avenue, Columbus, Ohio, 43235. There's the fire evacuation plan and the floor plan for the hotel. This is one adventure of a hotel, conveniently located next to the highway, I-270, which is a 54-mile loop that encircles the city of Columbus. We are located very proximate to a Hyatt Place and a Sheraton Suites and some parking lots and some suburban office parks and roads and some very low-grade suburban strip mall restaurants. This hotel is not that great. It is, according to Mrs. Land, passable at a 5 out of 10. I think that is a generous rating for this hotel. The check-in process for the hotel is abysmal. It's just chaos. Just chaos like you would not believe. Disorganization. People standing around in all corners. People checking you in who don't have rooms ready. Making people stand aside for 5 or 10 minutes or more. People throwing fits in the lobby. A fitness room that is full of people spending 4 or 5 hours there blasting music and singing along to it and gyrating. A breakfast experience that is relative chaos with warm juices and a fairly moderately effective omelet making station and kids running rampant in all corners. Empty rooms and conference centers, and a conference that seems like it's for some kind of counseling for maybe recovering drug or alcohol addicts or something along those lines. An indoor pool that seems overflowing with children. The smell of an indoor pool wafting through the lobby. Parking lot full of dented cars and a random bottle of open canola oil next to the door that feeds the stairwell. Slow elevators. Random people with flowers. Maid service that seems to occur basically right when you check in, which explains why you have to wait 5 minutes or 10 minutes to get your room key. It's a chaotic adventure of a hotel. And yet it's mildly passable. Not quite sure what's going on. In case of fire, do not use elevators. Use stairways. Unless, of course, the stairway itself is on fire, in which case you have to run down the stairs very fast. I guess it's kind of a T-shaped building. But the base of the T is kind of short and stubby, and the crossbar on the T is very wide. It's kind of like the base of a goalpost on a football field, but without the big, tall, vertical bars. Anyway, I don't know what they do between 11 a.m. and 4 p.m. because they're clearly not cleaning the rooms because they seem to do that after 4 p.m. Okay, anyway, you come into this room. This is actually a pretty big room. And you stumble into this relatively elegant hallway with yellow walls and this big space-filling light wooden table and a very tall lamp blocking the view of a mirror for some reason. You would think if you invested in having the mirror, you would make the mirror visible, but the mirror is, I guess, merely to reflect the light back across this piece of utterly generic hotel art that depicts nothing of particular relevance to this particular location, although it is a sort of pretty bog or meadow with some fall foliage in front of some taller gray shadowy foliage in front of seemingly some taller distant trees in front of a different meadow that's at a different perspective level than the rest of the painting, and then some trees that are way on the horizon and yet too tall for being way on the horizon, and then a sky that seems to have no character or definition to it whatsoever except for some alien lights beaming out of the far right portion of the picture. And yet it's a relatively decent piece of art, somewhat emblematic of the hotel at large. Okay, this is the weird entry coffee table thing. You have, let's see, some drawers that have nothing in them. I hope there's nothing in these drawers. This hotel is a Doubletree, which is actually one of the higher grade Hilton hotel brands. Hilton has, I think, 6 gradations of hotels, and this is supposedly 3rd. But this particular Doubletree does not seem up to the standards of what I would imagine Hilton expects its typical Doubletree to be. And so this hotel seems to operate more along the lines of somewhere between a Holiday Inn and a Motel 6 than what I would expect out of a Doubletree. Where, by the way, they are supposed to give you free cookies when you come in, and in fact they did. And they're pretty good, so I've heard. As you come in, nice little window view right in front of you, and here is the view out the window. It is a very elegant parking lot and nightscape there. There is, I guess, some lights there lighting up the parking lot. And let's see, a few cars. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 cars right in front of us, and then some cars off periphery. And it's not paved super well, nor is the lining in the parking lot particularly good. There is a Sheraton right over there. Sheraton Suites, I should say. So probably not like a full grade Sheraton. Okay, this is a really fun adventure when you come to the room, though. Here's the floor, by the way. This is a very fun kind of 6-sided star. I don't know. The 6-sided star is little hourglasses, is it circles? It's all sort of a Rorschach test, I guess. When you come in, it's a very exciting adventure because you think you're coming into the room, and in fact, you are not, because you have to turn this way. And then the adventure continues. And you walk, and you walk, and you walk, and you walk, and you stumble, and oh, wow, is this the room? No, this is the closet. This is a closet that has some hangers, kind of a low, hidden crossbar. You see an iron. I saw somebody talking to the maid about the fact their iron didn't work. I don't know if this iron works or not, but we'll assume it does and give them the benefit of the doubt and assume that was a one-off, that iron in that room didn't work. There is a luggage rack back there. And, well, you can see, okay, this is not a reflection of the iron. This is just a reflection of the fact that these pants are wrinkled. Okay, you have a few hangers here, some with little pants clips, some without. Get some dark hangers, some light hangers. It's very diverse. And then up here is the top of the closet thing. And is there dust over there? Actually, not too bad. Seems actually not that dusty, despite there being some wall stains, which, you know, if you're holding this up to the standard of a Doubletree, is probably not the greatest, but if you're holding it up to the standard of a Motel 6, is probably not as bad of stains as you would expect in a typical Motel 6. If you want to get laundry done here at this hotel, this is what you will pay. Minimum charge $20. So they're expecting you will be washing at least 2 or 3 things. $3.45 to wash a pair of underwear. $21.85 on the upper end if you want to wash a 2-piece suit, or $24.15 for a dress. I don't know how they came up with these prices, but they are very oddly specific. All right, then you keep walking. Your adventure continues. Your bathroom is over here. We'll stop there in just a moment. As you come into the room, you have a full-length mirror here. Boy, is that exciting. A full-length mirror from which you can step all of 2.5 feet until you ram into this wall. So you don't get much of a view of yourself, but, you know, nobody likes a narcissist anyway. Okay, here is the room, and it actually, once you go through this whole adventure, you get to turn this whole L thing. You've walked by this point probably 20 or 30 steps on the way into the room. You've gotten yourself all good and exhausted, and you finally stumble into the room itself. And what a room it is. You've got a king-size bed and some night tables. You got a TV over here. I don't show too much of that because there's a baseball game on and we don't want to get copyrighted for that. But then you have a light and a trash can and a sofa over here. The sofa's like an afterthought. Is that a... I wonder if there's a fold-out bed under there. Oh yeah, there's a whole fold-out bed. You could fit like a whole second cohort of people in here if you so wanted. Bring your whole family. Fit 4 people in here if you really wanted to. You got a window, a desk, another nightstand. Very few outlets in the room, by the way. It is a definitely outlet challenged, towel challenged, and a soap challenged experience here. 1 bar of soap here for 3 nights. It's definitely below the standards of a typical hotel. Here's a stain on the window curtain. Lovely. So there's your yellow walls. Okay, here with the TV, you have, nice little nightstand, or I guess TV stand here. And you get what is this? You get a safe down there. Some shelving that's a little nicked up. Get some drawers. And then you have this drawer seems to be stuck. You get a microwave. Seems to work. Apparently, to make a potato takes 6.5 minutes. Now you know. And then you have a refrigerator here, which comes with a bottle of sparkling water, a bottle of whole milk, 2 water bottles, some sour cream, and some butter. It's free little giveaways that come with the hotel room. And it seems, I guess, to work. Is it cold in there? Yeah, sort of mildly cold. All right, then you have a coffee maker up here, which I assume is dirty because hotel room coffee makers are usually dirty and not the kind of things you want. Actually, this seems pretty clean. Underestimating the coffee maker. You have 1 packet of regular and 2 packets of decaf, just like everyone likes. First thing in the morning is decaf coffee. Last thing you would want is for coffee to wake you up. You get some Coffee Mate, fancy artificial creamer that can somehow survive at room temperatures. I've never really understood that. You have some tea, English breakfast, chamomile, and chamomile, and some fake sugars. I've never seen that before. Oh, that's actual sugar. That's Cafe Delight. It's like real sugar. You get equal. You would think if it was equal, it wouldn't be different. But I guess you can have equal but different sugars. You have a lamp here. Let's see. Does this work? Oh, yeah, look at that. Turns on a light. And a trash can. Carpet seems pretty clean, but it's a dark carpet, so it hides dirt pretty well. Intentionally so. Let's see if there's any dust on top of the TV here. Oh, the TV, by the way, cuts out right in the middle of important events. Be careful. If you're going to watch any kind of like Triple Crown horse racing, just be wary. On the backstretch, things might go awry. Here is some more extraordinarily generic hotel art that has nothing to do with the location of this hotel. Of course, I don't know if they want art of like strip malls here on the wall, but it's kind of pretty. Little, rusty colors and kind of a beat up frame. Another mirror, lots of mirrors. This mirror, I guess you could stand way, way, way back. You can stand all the way down that hallway. See yourself in that mirror. The sofa is comfortable. Not really, but it's actually it's not too bad. Not too bad. It's very soft. Okay, here's another window. Let's see. This window looks out at the parking lot, so get a different view of some different cars and same sky, but different cars and some flashing lights there. I don't know why. A little air conditioning unit that's controlled by the thermostat on the wall, which I assume turns the temperature to different temperatures. Let's see how high it goes. You could go as high as 78 or as low as 66. Oh, yeah, very limited range of temperatures there. Disappointing. Here's a desk. I assume the lamp works, but again, very few outlets. And the air conditioner is very loud. You get your free Doubletree cookies. Very exciting. Are they chocolate chip? I guess they're chocolate chip. Ice bucket with a bag. Seems to be not the cleanest. Glasses, you know, a little bit of crapshoot whether those are clean or not. Let's see if there's dust on top of the art here. Very tall cleaning staff. Okay, nightstand here. Big nightstand. Let's see if I give you any biblical literature or not. Nope, nothing there. Nothing. No Bibles, no Books of Mormon. Very old-fashioned telephone. A little bit of wear and tear on the lamp. There's the light bulb. Very bright. Colored. Here's some more extraordinarily generic hotel art. Seems like those maybe are like power lines. Exposed wiring or something like that. Seems dangerous, whatever it is. The bed is not the most comfortable bed, but it's fine. Any dead bodies under there? Seems relatively clean. Okay, one more nightstand over here. Let's see about this. There is a lamp. Any biblical literature here? No, although some squeaky doors. All right, let's take a look here in the bathroom. There's some smudges on the wall. Good. Okay, bathroom. You get a nice long counter with a round sink, which is unusual anymore in hotels. You usually get square sinks. And water that works. One measly bar of soap for several days. A Mondrian original here on the wall. Art worth millions. And look, it's a fun wallpaper. It's like alternating. All right, let's see. You got a little hair dryer down here, some exposed piping. You get some toilet paper, some extra toilet paper, and some extra tissues just in case you run out of toilet paper. And then a box for the tissues, and then an outlet and some light switches. I assume this turns up the fan. No, just an extra light. Makes it even brighter. Very fun. Some nice smudges here on the mirror thing. Those look really nice. Let's see. Oh, some towels. Very light on the towels, I will say. You get usually about 2 towels and then maybe like 3 washcloths. I guess they also give us like a shower mat. But it's more fun just splash water all over the place. The wood is all nicked up. And then the shower itself is kind of mediocre. Tub with some kind of broken sealant on the base. It seems to... Oh, that's the bathtub. You turn the thing and it turns in the shower. If it did that, I'd get all wet. So we'll just take it at its word. They are being cheap, so they don't give you actual little bottles of soap or shampoo. So instead you get the shower gel. You get your shampoo. Oh yeah, just dribbling out, and then you get your conditioner. Yep, look at that. And clean that off later. Okay, I guess just a towel there. And look at that door. It's in kind of not the greatest shape. Shower seems to drain. That's about the best you can say for it. Curtain that goes outward. Never really liked those that much. And let's see, that's probably about it here in the bathroom. Trash can. Anything going on under there? No rats or roaches. It's a good sign. Tile work is not that interesting. No dust on top of the door. A little bit of dust on top of the art. Not too bad. All right. Okay, then there's the room again. Look at that. You know, hotel room is going wild. Yeah, this hotel is like not that good. I wouldn't recommend staying here. You'd probably do better with any of the other hotels in the area if you had reason to be staying along the highway here in the middle of Ohio. The ceiling is kind of looks oatmeal-y. They do have oatmeal at the free breakfast. Of course, you're paying for the free breakfast, so it's not really free, but it feels free in the moment because you're not paying for it in the immediate moment. You're paying for it when you buy your room. The oatmeal thing is always empty. They have like scrambled eggs and pancakes and kind of gnarly looking bacon and sausage, and they have like some fruit, like some honeydew melon, and then some vanilla yogurt, which you're supposed to share that with plain yogurt, but I don't want to tell them how to do their jobs because somebody's running this hotel, I hope. Sometimes doesn't seem like it, but it's a hotel. That's about what I can say for it. This has been the Doubletree here in, I guess it's in Columbus, but it's kind of near Worthington, around the highway 270 here in Columbus, Ohio.